This is how the wheels unfortunately fell off of our diversity and inclusion bandwagon, and how we discovered a progressive way of establishing fairness with individuality. A few years back, I worked for a technology services company. I was extremely excited to be able to coordinate our efforts for diversity and inclusion in the workplace. We were proud of the initiatives we put together to foster an inclusive environment, eliminate discrimination, and build a more culturally diverse workplace. This was until something unexpected happened, which made our most dedicated diversity and inclusion advocates stop and think. What a fucking waste of time. Despite everyone's best efforts to empower people that we thought were disadvantaged or marginalized, we found ourselves in the middle of a firestorm of allegations of discrimination from a colleague who made it clear to everyone that they came from a marginalized group. This person was fun, intelligent, always great to chat with. We all felt a sense of loyalty and protection towards their right to not feel marginalized. They were the one person that we considered to be the life of the party. Productivity suffered across the company as people were drawn into a lengthy legal inquiry. Work became less enjoyable and stressful. It was even more troubling to be told by the friend and colleague that was making the allegations that they intended to do everything in their power to sue the organization that I loved and ensure they were shut down. This was a person everyone trusted. Yet we suddenly experienced a different side of this person. Spiteful, mean, saying things about people that were not true. Also, it seemed, completely willing to break the law. So there I was, working for a company which had a noose around its neck for alleged discriminatory actions that had us all wondering where we had gone wrong. This affected us deeply. We felt slightly betrayed. There was also a distressing rumor circulating that our friend had disclosed to someone that they had previously sued an employer for discrimination and been able to live comfortably on insurance payouts. I felt sorry more for my employer. It felt as though a cause that they had supported had attacked them. And having invested so much time ensuring that marginalized people had a voice, it was difficult to not feel an injustice. This was the second time I had worked for an organization which has been sued for discrimination. The first time was a racial discrimination case for a large postal company, for which I also had an uncomfortable front row seat. Hours and hours of everyone being interviewed for legal proceedings. Accusations were hurled towards some of the kindest people you could ever wish to meet, that were nastily labeled as racists. This was also very upsetting, and again, took place under the protection of an established policy of diversity and inclusion. At some point in the middle of a costly and highly disruptive legal battle, the company collapsed, before I took a much-needed rest and revisited some academic interests. While I was still trying to digest what had gone wrong, I came across a study called the Gender Equality Paradox. What this paper showed was that the number of women entering technology was much lower in countries which promoted gender equality. I had spent a long time trying to get more women to enter technology in the United Kingdom, with very little success. The gender equality paradox had played out in my own work life, showing once again that our diversity and inclusion policy had failed. I knew that the intentions that we had were good, but why did so many people at the companies where I had worked feel as though these policies had completely missed the mark?